This is Ryan Vaz along with PBN BHARAT. We have launched this podcast to inspire young students to look at entrepreneurship as a career option. Today we have a gentleman who, while other people were using WhatsApp for chatting, started wondering, why can I not use this for business? He started wondering, what if founders could run their businesses using WhatsApp? While studying his BCA at Rosary College, he started building Node, a system that is designed to help CEOs and business leaders manage their teams without complicated software. And while still in college, his idea has already reached major innovation platforms including IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, IIT Jammu, and IIT Patna. At an age where many students are still searching for direction, he is already building technology for decision makers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Prem Patil. Prem, welcome to this show.
Thank you, sir, for the warm introduction. Thank you for having me here.
Absolute pleasure, Prem. Using WhatsApp to manage your business, how does one get an idea like this? People are so engrossed in WhatsApp for communicating. What made you think slightly differently?
So, while wondering, WhatsApp is a good place for communication, but WhatsApp becomes too hectic for heavy users. Like if you are using for some industries in Goa who doesn't use the professional software tools for managing their work, they rely completely on WhatsApp. Right. And WhatsApp is quite efficient and good, but for business-related deals or things, it becomes very hectic. There are like a long message threads don't get you the perfect information about what is being done or where work is getting leaked. Correct. So I came up with this simple analogy that people don't get frustrated because of a no. They get frustrated because there is no answer, not because the answer is no. So that's how I came up with Node. Node is a platform, a system, in fact an environment which provides startup owners, founders and their team a comfortable place where they can discuss without changing their usual behavior. Because adoption takes place best when user doesn't need to change their usual behavior.
Nice.
So that's how we came up with Node, an environment which provides founders and startup owners an environment in which they can confidently and comfortably node and get their work done.
Right. So how does one do this? As a business owner, how do I use my WhatsApp to generate, to manage my business?
So simply, talking about Node, you will have to first register on our web app. You get a Node system number. Just place that number or add that number into your group, WhatsApp group, where your team is working.
Okay.
And then everything will be managed by Node. What it tracks, what it does, it reads your conversation and positions it or structures it into what is to be done, who is allocated what work, and also how many hours your team is wasting just on discussion. So you can come up with some ideas to bridge that gap.
So basically, if I have assigned a task to one of my teammates, Node will capture that and then turn that into a task, right?
Yeah.
And then monitor it.
Yes.
So it will monitor on what are the parameters that it monitors?
It monitors on how your team is performing. What is the vibe of your team? It also tells what is your team motivation levels and who is been assigned that work, by when that person is supposed to finish it,
and when he has actually finished.
Yes.
Very good.
And if also that task is not finished or the person has not been updated, like whether he has done it or whether he needs extra time, Node also tells if that task is stagnant. And all this info.
What do you mean by stress stagnant?
Stagnant, like the task is pending or halted.
Okay.
So that founders can know that why or which point the work is lagging. And all this info goes near the founder in terms of notification and one-time action cards. What do I mean by that? For example, if your team a notification card will tell your team last week wasted so many hours or completed so many decisions. So that founder can decide by a tap, like how we tap yes, no or emoji symbol on WhatsApp notifications. Then similarly, nudge your team, set reminders on calendars or draft an email that kind of options founders get.
Okay. So, why did you think of this?
Why did I? Because personally, I use WhatsApp. Like, I have a lot of groups of my friends and everybody.
I see.
Like college students or college like unofficial groups in which we spam messages and like do various activities. But later on, when it's time to like actually discuss about who has done what task or how the task was allocated or how it was managed, that time there is no proper track of the things. So
Yeah.
I came up with this, and yeah, that's how it started.
Prem, tell me about your family.
There are 4 people: me, my sister, my mom, dad.
And you all are, I think, originally from Goa. Or you've come.
We are from Maharashtra,
You're from Maharashtra. Which part of Maharashtra?
near Kolhapur.
I see. And since when are you in Goa? Or rather, why is it that you came? I mean, when did you all come to Goa and for what?
We came in Goa in 2007 something,
Okay.
mostly for education purpose.
For education, huh?
Yep.
But Kolhapur has got good schools.
Yes, but still we thought like, let's shift and let's like.
So you must have been very small when mom and dad shifted
Yep.
here. And what does your dad do?
My dad is a spare parts manager in Tata Motors,
Okay.
and my mom is a housewife.
Okay. And what do you do in your spare time, Prem?
I try to build systems related to AI. Like, I'm very much curious in building something which through AI or AI related technologies. Like, there
Okay.
are some software tools like N8 and or
Yes.
maybe Make.com, which
Right.
people are not aware of.
Right.
And I just build technologies related to those AI related systems, and that's what I love doing in my free time.
What's your typical day like?
My um,
So when you get up in the morning, what do you do?
So I get up around 6:30 in the morning. After that, I have my bath. I do the morning prayers. I have my breakfast, and then I proceed to for college.
For college.
After that, after coming from college, first of all, I do what related like I take a time for noting down things to improve Node or to scale it further.
So you're so passionate about Node. Everything is about Node for you.
No, Node actually was my creditability cow. Like how I put it, like I'll tell you a story.
Say that again. Credibility.
Creditability cow.
I see.
Or like kind of a Trojan horse. So in last year in December, I took part in a competition, Fund My Crazy.
Okay.
It was in collaboration with IIT Bombay and Google.
Okay.
So in that competition, I had given an idea of startup because I'm very much passionate about startup. So I gave an idea of startup, which did not selected. And that time I realized one thing, that in early stage of startups, clarity beats intelligence.
Right.
In early stages.
Right.
So I came up with such simple idea, which majority of the mass audience suffer, and they don't have, like, it's so niche, but it's so important that they don't think of solving it. Like they're being too lazy to solve it. And I
Okay.
came up with this idea Node to get the validation, to get into that zone, because
I see.
you can't like look at a swimmer and learn swimming. You need to get into the water to learn swimming.
Yes.
So I started learning by doing things, and I came up with Node. It was so simple that it was so simple yet important that no one could reject it in IIT Startup Summits.
Right.
So which gave me an opportunity to get into that zone, to learn from the people who are already doing such kind of things. And that's how I came up with this.
Very good. So you've presented yourself at IIT Delhi, Madras, so many Jammu. Why? How did you get to so many IITs? How did you get a chance to present into so many? And what is the idea behind going and doing these presentations there?
So like I had got selected for multiple IITs, but I have just visited till now IIT Madras.
Okay.
Rest I had skipped for being focusing attention on one thing. So
Okay.
what I wanted was.
But you presented to those people.
Yes.
Yes. You presented to all these
Yes, yes.
IITs. No? Yeah.
But not in person.
Not in person. That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
So the thing is, majorly all the IITs, how I put it is, majorly all the IITs have a pattern or a system in which they pick ideas.
I see.
There's a system, like wherever there's a system, there's a pattern. So no matter how big an IIT is, they look for some key points for selecting an idea or entry to get shortlisted. So I was just trying to build on perception and positioning, like how I can position myself better. Like they might be similar ideas, but how can I position or
Yourself better.
yes, in such a way that their perception is built in my favor,
Right.
the way I wanted to build.
Very smart. Okay.
So that's how I made it.
And how did you do that?
By first of all, by see, there are multiple. Like for example, I'm a IIT judge. I'll get thousands of entries. So I won't sit and go through all thousand like PDFs, like scrolling each page.
Right.
So they mostly take 30 seconds to 1 minute for one
Right.
PDF.
Right.
So I need to click my idea to them or convey my idea to them in that 30 seconds itself.
Right.
So I try to build a PDF in such a way, or like my thoughts in such a way, I align my self in such a way that my idea gets click in those 30 seconds, first 30 seconds.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's how it's done.
Wow. Would you mind sharing how did you do that also? What is it that you focus on?
I focus on, as I already told, I focus on clarity. No matter how sharp or how analytical you are, if you need to get through something, you need to convey yourself in such a simple way that they get aligned yourself. For example, as I told you, I do this fourth thing. I follow this loop to make myself like convenient to others, which
Okay.
is reflect, adapt, refine, introspect.
Okay.
Reflect what's been going on by learning, by doing things while learning, and similarly adapt to the situations, because like there might be some situations in which you are not familiar with, so you need to be open-minded to adapt to those situations,
To that situation.
to that
Yes.
uncertainties or unfamiliarities.
So reflect, adapt.
Refine, introspect.
Refine is
Refine is after adapting, how you can like that adapted quality, how you can refine it in
Okay.
your own way. Like
Okay.
you don't need to be someone else.
Okay.
You can adapt that quality being yourself.
okay. And the last one is
Introspect, like
Introspect.
what is the result of what you have put through, like where you went wrong, or where could have there been a scope of improvement.
so this you picked up from somewhere or you developed it on your own?
I developed it on my own, like
Wow.
by being there, by
Wow.
facing difficult situations. So that's how you build it.
So I love that I'm having this conversation with you because I think that this framework that you have created is probably bigger than Nod. If we are able to work on it in a nice way, but we'll have that conversation maybe offline. This is something really interesting that you have done, and then we have to let's see how you can use this as a business opportunity maybe in your future. Very good, Prem. Prem, this framework that you have now built, is it that framework that you're using for all presentations so far?
Yes, no matter which presentation it is, IIT level or school level, I try to implement it, because when you implement, when you try, that time you learn. Like there might be people who don't notice it. Like they'll see like it's a normal presentation and that guy is doing very well.
Of course.
They might say this is a confident guy and he's performing very well. But behind that, I always try to figure out why such thing is happened such way, like in that particular way itself. Why it can't be changed. So
Right,
when you
right.
think or when you question yourself, that time you get a better solution. You can't just fall in love with your idea. You need to question yourself.
Brilliant. No, and there are so many points that you're pulling out over here. One is that simple statement: you can't fall in love with your idea. People get so obsessed with the idea that they'll make 83-page presentations. Who has the patience to go through those 83 pages? Where people get so much in love with their idea that they will tussau into the presentation what they want to tell, not what the judges want to hear.
Exactly.
And what I'm listening from you, or what I'm hearing from you, is the difference. That you are not talking about what you want to tell the judges, but what the judges
They
want to hear. Brilliant, Prem. Have you been looking for investors to take your business further? Okay, what stops you from growing?
Currently, we are at pre-traction validation phase.
Okay.
I have presented my idea to some of the big Go and giant CEOs and startup founders to know their perspective as well, so
Okay.
that I can adapt and refine myself better and present it to a mass audience or scale it in a better way, without letting my ego come in between. So that's how currently I have managed to gather a team with a Python and full stack developer, AI intern from GC college,
Okay.
and I'm currently negotiating with a guy from IIT Bombay.
Wow.
We have an interview on 8th of this month, in which I'll be offering him a co-founder seat for his experience and for his skill set.
Okay.
And that is through a FinCof portal. That is also online portal in which we register our ideas, and
Okay.
if we are selected, they tell us to make a job portfolio and
Okay.
post it on their FinCof portal.
Okay.
So after you post it, if the students want to do internship or freelancing or co-founder posts, they'll nudge you, and then you can have an interview with them, and you can.
Very interesting. And this is available for anybody who's got ideas.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's heard of this. I mean, at least in my circle, you're the first person I've heard talking about this. Very interesting. You spoke about a co-founder coming in.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Pardon?
Maybe.
May come in. Okay, as co-founder may come in. Aren't you worried that a co-founder coming in may dilute your idea, or may change your idea, or may take it in a different direction altogether?
That's why I said may come in. So first of all, I look for whether we align on the ideas of where his vision is, where he's looking for him after a few years.
Right.
Or what he wants to actually do, or
Right.
what are his expectation from the company or from the system or from Node. So in that case, if I for example, if I have 100% of something which doesn't have value, 100 into 0 still becomes 0. So if I can give 10%, 20% to a person who can really bring quality to this work and can help me to scale it, why not?
I love the way that you have said that. 100 into 0 is 0.
Yes.
Prem, so much effort has been gone. I mean, you spent now how long? About a year in
4
developing
months.
this?
4 months.
So 4
5
months of obsessive development, and you have grown so fast. You've been going and talking to different CEOs with your ideas. When you talk to these people as a student, going and talking to such senior and experienced people, how has the experience been? How do they perceive you, and what gives you the confidence to pitch to them?
As of they perceiving me, they have been very friendly and very supportive. They have given their valuable insights without holding back anything to them. They have been very open, very supportive, and very structured point of views of where I can really position, perceive, or grow myself better. And that's what have helped me. And about me pitching them, it was a good experience because as I told you, I try to work on perception and positioning. So perception, what I usually do is use my prior achievement to get a bigger one, and get that achievement to get a more bigger one. So that's how it got started. And then when I talk to them, I'm not just saying that I have an idea, please hear to me. When I go near them and ask for that time, I usually say that I have been a Google Student Ambassador. I have represented in so many IITs. I have an idea. I have so much validation, and that's I want to refine it, and I want your perspective to it.
Interesting.
So it forms like a structured, like the narrative builds like I'm offering a seed or I'm offering a view in my idea so that they can make it more better.
Make it better.
So it's like productive for both, like structured.
So you've spoken to many of them. The perception is that a lot of business people are unapproachable, very difficult to meet them. What has been your experience?
As of my experience, in this situation, I have been very lucky because the people who I met were very much supportive and encouraging. So, in this case, I was been very lucky.
No, so it's not just luck. Even whoever's people, whichever business owners that I've spoken to, I have very rarely found someone who is not willing to share knowledge and wisdom. Most of the people are willing to, give you time and share their knowledge with you if they find that you are genuine. Okay. However, there is a perception that these people are busy, they are not accessible.
So in that case, many people there are many young youth out there who have great ideas,
Absolutely.
But what they fear or what they lack is they fear underperforming to their own expectations with themselves and to the people who have put faith in them. So what I can say is, or how I look at it is, you should not wait for a perfect opportunity. What I have found out is there's no such thing as perfect opportunity. You don't wait for it. You build towards it. What do? You take small steps regularly, consistently. And so when the opportunity actually comes, when you get actually a call from a founder who's ready to talk to you, you don't fear it. You know that you have built this moment.
Right. And people don't understand that.
Exactly.
That they have built that moment. That's very nicely said. Prem, very interesting talking to you. So many interesting inputs that you have given. And it just shows the level of maturity, the level of experience that you've been gaining along the ways. And while, we called you here for this interview because of Nod, I think that you've got a lot more hidden inside which you can make good use of. One is your framework, and the other is the network of CEOs that you are building up. That is going to be your major resource. We spoke about youngsters who are coming up with a lot of ideas. Okay, what would be your last message to them before we wind up for today's show?
Before we wind, so the message I can give is, first of all, don't wait for a perfect moment, because that moment never comes.
Never comes, absolutely.
You should try to build it from whatever thing you have. Take small initiative, take small steps regularly, consistently. And the most important thing is appreciate yourself.
Very good.
Because see, entrepreneurship is very difficult. You can't expect every time there'll be someone who praises your efforts, or tells or makes you believe that you're doing well, you're doing good. If someone is there, it's well and good. But if not, you can't expect that. You should appreciate your own efforts first, because until you do it, until you believe in yourself, no other person will do.
Okay.
So appreciate your efforts first, and start small. Start whatever you can. Just start with it.
Right. Prem, lovely having you on the show. Really, thank you for taking the time to come over here, and your teachers teacher Raj Lakshmi for suggesting you to come here on this show. The kind of inputs that you've been giving are absolutely valuable. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best as you go ahead in your career.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me here.
My pleasure.